This is the Capital Games Movie Club. I am The Wiz. On this special segment that we have for the Capital Games Movie Club, I'm going over what I think will get nominated for the Oscars for Best Actor. The Oscars will be announced on Tuesday, January 24, 2023, and the ceremony will be at March 12th, 2023. I guess I'm going to warn some of you. I'm going to say some things of who is going to get snubbed, nominated that might surprise you. I might come to regret it, but I'm going to take the shot anyway. So why don't we get started with who is getting snubbed for Best Actor this year. The first one that I think is going to get snubbed is Hugh Jackman for The Son. Early word was that since this was the sequel to The Father, the movie that won Anthony Hopkins another Oscar for Best Actor a couple of years ago, that this also would mean that the lead would probably get an Oscar nomination if it's good, and that was Hugh Jackman for The Son. The critical response and the people from seeing it has not been good for The Son. They do praise Jackman for his performance, but the movie really died as soon as it released. So it's looking like that The Son is not going to get anywhere with Oscar voters, and as such, Hugh Jackman will not get nominated. He's also an actor that will come back to do a movie that will get nominated. So it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, it looks like Hugh Jackman's not getting in. The next one that will get snubbed was Tom Hanks for A Man Called Otto. People who've seen it seem to like this movie and seem to like Tom Hanks in it. The problem with A Man Called Otto is that it was released too late. This movie was released, I think, end of December, early January, where it sounds like all of the people that were to get nominated has already been gelled into conversation. So it looks like even though Tom Hanks is getting some good praise for his performance, it was just too late and it was not going to happen for this one. So I think Tom Hanks for A Man Called Otto is going to get snubbed. The next one is Diego Calva for Babylon. The advertising for Babylon has been mostly Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, and they've been focusing in on Margot Robbie specifically when it comes to Oscar contention. And with Babylon being kind of mixed with critics, but with people who love the film love it, and the people who hate the film hate it, gonna get really hard for that movie to get any nominations. I think also Margot Robbie is not gonna get nominated for Best Actress, so if she's not gonna get nominated for Best Actress, I don't think anybody in that movie will, and that's gonna be the same for Diego Calva, even though his performance has gotten some good attention from critics and from people who've seen the movie. But because Babylon didn't get the reception that people were hoping it was going to get, it looks like Diego Calva will get snubbed when it comes to Best Actor. The next one I think is going to get snubbed is Gabriel LaBelle for The Fabelmans. The talk of The Fabelmans really is that it's a Steven Spielberg biopic about himself. So all the praise and all the hot air is going towards Steven Spielberg. So the movie will... Okay, spoilers. The movie will get nominated and the director will get nominated. I also said I think Paul Dano will get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but this does not mean that it will mean a nomination for the lead actor of the film, who is ostensibly playing Spielberg in the movie. So I think at this point, with the talk kind of dying down on Gabriel LaBelle, I mean, The Fabelmans, I think, will be an Oscar frontrunner. This does not mean that the movie will garner nominations for its Best Actor. So I think Gabriel LaBelle will get snubbed for Best Actor in the Oscars. So this one is something I might regret after saying this, but I've been saying it for over a month, and I'm just sticking to it at this point. I think Brendan Fraser from The Whale is getting snubbed this year. Okay. It's going to sound strange because, yes, he's been getting all the nominations. He's been getting a bunch of wins. He's been getting a bunch of Critics' Circle awards. He's been getting a lot of festival awards. He got nominated for the Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, which he just won, SAG. He's getting all those nominations. Why do I think he's getting snubbed? Well, a few reasons, I should say. One is that the talk regarding it has died down considerably. Now, some people might say, when it regards to The Whale, is that it was such a foregone conclusion, why do you talk about it? Well, the reason why is because if the performance is as praiseworthy as people are saying, people will continue to talk about it. Look at Cate Blanchett for Tar. Look at Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Look at Angela Bassett right now. Look at Ke Kwan. Those performances are all performances that everyone knew they're getting nominated, and they're still talking about it. The talk with Brendan Fraser has died down, and fast, in this one. And part of it also is that he also lost in the Golden Globes. Now, I will say this in regards to the Golden Globes. There probably is a deeper reason as to why he lost a Golden Globe. One, he said he was not showing up because of the thing that happened to him in the Golden Globes, which I do not blame him on that one. So I guess if the people who run the Golden Globes said, well, he's not coming, we're not awarding him. So that led to Austin Butler getting the nomination, or getting the win, I should say. Which, okay, that's one. And you guys could shake your head going, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Like, okay, fine. Yeah, and yes, he won the Critics' Choice Award. Sure. I'm not saying that people don't think his performance is great. I just think that there is an issue where the talk is starting to die down, and this is around the time when people start casting their ballots. And if the talk dies down, there is a good shot that people will just forget to put him on there. The other thing is, hear me out here on this one, okay? Brendan Fraser was not really an actor that... he was a very likable actor. He is an actor that got a lot of good box office. He had fans. But he's not one that I would say, I don't know, film buffs and people in the industry respected as a great actor. So they may look at his performance and go, yeah, that is a great performance, but you also have a fantastic director, and you have a lot of buzz and a lot of marketing going towards it. Let's see if you can do another one. And let's see if you can do it then. And then I'll nominate you. I'm a little skeptical here. Maybe we'll see in the next one if you are good at this. And if you get another great performance, then we'll nominate you, no problem. But I think there's that kind of bias. Because sometimes what happens in these comeback roles is that people start to get skeptical. It's like, yeah, do you have another one of those in you? Like, are you really that good? And when they see that, and they start thinking that it tends to be a time when they get snubbed. I could be wrong. I might be wrong, actually, because after he won the Critics' Choice Award, I'm like, I don't think my prediction is going too well. But I think, and I've been saying it for a month, so I'm sticking to it, I think Brendan Fraser is going to get snubbed for The Whale. I think that will be the shocking snub of this year. I might be wrong. There probably is a good likelihood that I'm wrong, but hey, I'm gonna put myself out there and say I think Brendan Fraser gets snubbed for Best Actor. Okay, so we have the snubs. Let's go on to what I think will be the predicted nominees for Best Actor. The first one's incredibly obvious, Austin Butler for Elvis. Even though Elvis was a good movie but had its problems, everyone praised Austin Butler's performance in Elvis. These are one of the few movies that are getting Oscar nominations that I have seen, and I gotta say that the performance from Austin Butler is excellent. I had to remind myself that I am not actually watching Elvis when I'm watching this movie. It's that good. And critics agree. They think it's a fantastic performance despite being in a kind of movie. He's been getting awards. He won the Golden Globe. He's been getting nominations all over the place for his performance. And when it comes to the praise of the movie Elvis, it's because of him that the movie's getting all the praise. So it would be foolish for him not to get nominated. So he's definitely getting nominated for Best Actor for Elvis. The next one's Bill Nighy for Living. Bill Nighy has been getting has been racking up more and more good performances in movies as of late, and I think this is around the time where the Academy will start noticing that he deserves some recognition. He had a very showy performance that people liked in Love Actually. He had a very tender and loving performance in About Time that was really good, that didn't get much praise. It's about time at this point, I think, that Bill Nighy gets his comeuppance and gets his Oscar nomination for the first time. And he's been getting a lot of awards too. He's been getting he's been getting a lot of award nominations as well. He got Golden Globe, Critics' Choice. He's getting a lot of recognition for this role too. So I think that leads to him getting a Oscar nomination for Best Actor. First surprise for Best Actor that I'm going to predict is Paul Mescal for Aftersun. This is a performance that's been getting a lot of positive attention in specifically the indie crowd and with indie films. And the Oscars like to award at least one or two indie film performances in their categories to get nominated as like a surprise nomination that people should pay attention to. And I think Paul Mescal for Aftersun is going to be that one. He's got a lot of people who've seen it that are praising his performance. They really like him in this movie, and critics also say that it is a very good performance. So I see this being a surprise nomination for Paul Mescal for Aftersun. The next one is an obvious one. Colin Farrell for Banshees of Inisherin. He is, I think he's essentially the person to beat when it comes to Best Actor, especially if Brendan Fraser does not get nominated, which I think he's not. Colin Farrell has been getting praise from critics and industry people alike about his performance in the movie. It's a Martin McDonagh movie, which he's been making a bunch of great movies with Colin Farrell, so they'll probably want to award him a nomination because of Martin McDonagh and him collaborating a lot in the past few movies, like in Bruges. This is just a foregone conclusion. He's going to get nominated. He's been getting awards. He's been getting a lot of praise for his performance. So I think this will lead to an Oscar This will definitely lead to an Oscar nomination for Colin Farrell. My other surprise nomination that I think will get a Best Actor nod is Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick. I think Top Gun Maverick is going to get a lot of awards, and not just in special effects. I think it's going to get some acting awards. I think it's going to get some big awards too when it comes to the nominations in this. And I think Tom Cruise is going to get Best Actor. The reason people were watching Top Gun Maverick was not just for the special effects. It's because Tom Cruise was back as Maverick. And the praise for the movie also went right down to that not only are the special effects good and the action's good, Tom Cruise was very good in this movie. And the Academy does like to award blockbusters if they make tons of money and bring a lot of people into the theaters. And Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick did that. On top of which, Tom Cruise has not been nominated since 1999 for Magnolia, a Best Supporting Actor turn that he did in Paul Thomas Anderson's movie. And this just seems about that time where he should get another nomination at this point. So they're going to look at that and go, we don't have a nomination for the biggest star in the world since 1999. He should get one. And they will give it to him here for Top Gun Maverick. So I think Tom Cruise is getting nominated for Top Gun Maverick. Okay, so here are my 5 predicted nominees for Best Actor. I have Austin Butler for Elvis, Bill Nighy for Living, Paul Mescal for Aftersun, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick. The nominations will be announced on January 24th, 2023, with the ceremony being March 12th, 2023. By the way, I haven't said in the other videos, March for the Oscar nominations, the middle of March, it's a little too long. That should be in February, but oh well. That is it for the Best Actor nominations. Tune in next time where I go over Best Director. I am The Wiz. This is the Capital Games Movie Club. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.